Hi, crafty friend. It's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today, I'm going to do a video for Pajama Crafter Stamps with new products. Woohoo! They always have monthly releases, or for the most part, they have monthly releases, and this monthly release is so fun. This is going to be an encouragement card. I'm using stamps from the Struggle Bus stamp set. I got so excited to use it that I just forgot to even show you what I'm using. And I'm also going to use a palm tree from the Ham It Up stamps with that cute little pig. So I am going to be masking and making my own background with different pieces from these two stamp sets. So I have my little broken down bus. Oh, he's so sad. The Struggle Bus guy, he's got a pop tire. And I have some masking tape that is from my stash, and I'm going to use that to help me layer all of my stamps correctly, and so it will look like a seamless little snapshot picture, like a little Polaroid picture. That's the vibe that we're going for today. So I am going to stamp that out. I'm just using some black Memento ink. It doesn't need to be Copic friendly because I'm not going to actually be Copic coloring with the masks, but it's what I had out for stamping my bus, so I figured why not? And I like to use this masking paper lots of different times and keep it neat, so I just tried to sneak them as close together as I could. Then I'm going to fussy cut these two out, and I have my masks. So I'm going to take the release paper off of the back of this. I like to use my reverse tweezers because everything is a little bit delicate with the masking tape and paper. You just have to be really gentle with it. So it's basically the tackiness of a Post-it note. So I'll just layer that on top of my stamped image, press it all down. And then I'm going to stamp with my palm tree. So this little struggle bus is going to be on a road broken down in a tropical area. And so I stamped out one palm tree, and then I'm going to use the masks to help layer everything on. So I like to stamp whatever is the main thing first, and then layer on different stamps. This will just give a seamless layered look to my project. So this second palm tree, I'm just going to angle so it looks like it's coming from behind the first palm tree. And I'll do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to make them a little bit tilted and wonky so it looks like they're just naturally growing. And I'm going to reuse that mask multiple times to get quite the jungle look going on my project. And it doesn't matter that I'm stamping on top of that bus because the mask on the bus is covering it up. So it's going to be just fine as it is. Put that mask down on my fourth tree and stamp out my fifth palm tree like so. And I think that should do it for my palm trees. When I take off the masking piece, I like to be gentle with them still because I can reuse these on future projects. So for storing my masks, I like to put them behind my stamp set inside the packaging that my stamp comes with. So then it is all together. Just clean up my stamp wheel before we move on. Memento ink is water based, so it's just with water. And there it is, my little background. It doesn't look like much now because there's not color, but it's going to be just super cute, and I'm going to make the background really pop. But this poor little bus with this little busted tire is going to be adorable. Let's get nice and close to Copic color my image. I'm going to use a simple 2 different Copic colors for each 2 different shades for each color, just to keep it simple. This is a card that I would give to someone if they are needing a little encouragement and a smile. So I'm going to keep it light and cute with my color choices. And of course, for a school bus, I had to go that school bus classic yellow. It's kind of like a yellow orange. So I'm just going to put little dark pieces wherever I think it would be darker. And then I will go in with my lighter color and just do a very, very simple shading. So that's Y02. Just fill in those areas and get a little bit of that blend, but not crazy with the blend. And I'm keeping the eyes plain for now because I'm going to color them a different color than yellow. Now, I could not remember the last time I looked at a bus. It's been a while, but if the side mirrors of the bus are yellow or gray or red, red sounds weird. I don't think they're red, but I couldn't remember. So I'm just going to end up coloring them gray in a bit, but I figured let's get to coloring the palm trees. So I'm going to show you coloring one of them and then just assume that I'm coloring the rest of them the same with the same colors. I'm using YG67, which I'm pretty sure is Joy's favorite color. Shout out to Joy, the owner of Pajama Crafter Stamps. And then I'm going to use YG03, and this will just be a lighter green to help blend the green color out and make it kind of a bright, happy little palm tree. And that should do it for the leaves of the palm tree. Going in with that dark green again, just to add a little more dimension, a little more blend. And that is going to be it for the palm tree top. It's not going to be too complicated. So there is all of the greens done. Next with the palm tree, again, it's been a while since I've been around a palm tree. I can't remember if they have smooth bark or not, but something told me that they have kind of a texture to their bark. So I'm going to go ahead and make my own little texture lines with my Copic marker. This is E37. It's kind of a red brown, and just give a little bit of hashing to the palm tree. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter color and just give it a light blend. Nothing too specific, but just a little blend. Because there's kind of big trunks, I didn't want them just to be a plain color, and adding texture with Copics is something that I'm still learning how to do and trying to get better at. And the only way to get better is to practice. So here I am practicing. Like I said, I ended up going gray with the side mirrors. I think yellow would be just fine too. So next I'm going to go ahead and make my school bus come to life by adding reds to the lights. And I'm going to leave some of the lights white, so it looks like they are like that bright white. And then I'm going to create a little road. So going back to visual art class, the road is going to be angled because it's creating a little visual illusion of the road being wider toward the bottom and skinnier to the top, because that is where the road was coming from. So I'm going to do the same thing with the grass and make it kind of wider and thicker where it's in the front, and skinnier and a little bit lighter or darker depending on the scene in the back. I wasn't perfect with my vanishing point lines, but just trying to angle everything toward the back, like an upside down V or the top of an A. Then I'm going to create kind of a moody sky because my poor little bus, he's broken down and he is having a rough day. So I chose B45 for my sky. It's a very kind of like gray purpley blue, and I think it's perfect for a good contrast against that yellow. And I went in kind of heavier on some of the areas where I wanted shading, and then just colored one layer on the other areas so it looked like I shaded a little bit, but it was just with one marker, especially on top of the bus there. Then all the other areas, I'm just going to fill in with color and call it good. He's looking so sad, but super cute now that he's colored. I'm going to add B00 to the windows just to give a little life to the bus, and do a second little layer on some of the parts of the window just to have it be a little bit darker. And the eyes need cute color, so I went ahead and made brown eyes, and I colored right over the white spots. So then I just went in with white gel pen and added detail to the eyes and different parts of the bus to show shine on my bus. So I was looking at my project and I liked it, but I thought the background kind of looks odd, that it doesn't have black lines like all of my stamps do. So I went in with a basic black alcohol marker. I don't even know what this one is. It's just one I've had in my stash for a while. Apparently it's black 120, and just roughly drew in my lines between the road, the sky, and the grass. And apparently I also made extra dots on my bus. I forgot about that. But I better put my marker away before I get carried away. I think that this would be super cute to make a pink bus and add eyelashes to the bus and have it be a girly girl bus. I don't know. Sometimes I have these ideas randomly and they happen, and sometimes they don't. So that's okay. Now my little bus has a popped tire. So on the stamp set, there is a stamp that shows kind of like a puff of air. So I've stamped that out and fussy cut it out, and I'm just going to use some foam and pop it up so it's a little more dimensional. And then the sentiments on this set are just so cute. I have here, the struggle is real, and I'm going to pull out a little voice. Is it a voice? A little text box. There's a perfect name for this and I don't know what it is, but a die that shows dialogue, and die cut that out. And then I'm going to use one of the sub sentiments from the stamp set as well that says, hang in there, I'm here for you, if I remember correctly. And I'm going to stamp that right onto the white bottom part of my Polaroid, and I'm leaving a mistake in. Are you ready? It's going to happen. I'm going to stamp right onto this project, and it's going to be weird, and I'm going to make it better. So if you make mistakes, I'm going to tell you that we all do. I thought I'd be brave and stamp right onto my project, and in fact, I make a mistake. Oh, well. It stamped fine, but it really wasn't great. And I thought, well, what's the harm? Let's stamp over it twice. And no, that ended up being weirdly shadowed. It doesn't look that bad on camera now that I'm doing the voiceover, but in person it looked weird. So I decided, it's fine. I will just stamp this out a few more times onto my scrap paper here, and whatever one I like best, I will just trim out and glue over the area where I actually messed it up on my project. It's no big deal. I do that all the time. You've probably seen me do that on other projects. And then I'm going to go ahead and die cut the struggle is real sentiment out off camera, and I'm going to pop that up with foam as well. I remember that when I was a kid and we rode the bus to school, it was so convenient especially when I was in high school. I went to school kind of far away, and if it ever was snowing so badly that I didn't feel like driving to school, I would drive to the bus stop, which was about 10 minutes away from my house, and then I would take the bus to school, because in Minnesota we get quite a lot of snow. Maybe I will do this card with a snow scene at some point, but let me know if you have a favorite bus memory in the comments. That would be fun to read and share together, as well as let me know what your thoughts are on my card. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. I do have a Facebook group that is perfect for sharing your cards. So if you are watching this, chances are you are a card maker or a paper crafter of some kind. And if you aren't, you can certainly be one rather easily. And you can share your makes on my Facebook group, Stationery Maker Group. And if you're using Pajama Crafter Stamps products, you can go over to the Facebook group Pajama Crafter Stamps and Friends. And it's going to be a great place to find lots of inspiration on Pajama Crafter Stamps projects and products. So if you buy this stamp set and you think, okay, well, Justine, I'm never going to make this card. Your card is weird. You were totally able to think that, and that's totally fine. Maybe you like what someone else does with it, and a good spot to find that other card that might inspire you is on that group. So just thought I would mention that. I'm going to put my picture of my bus a little bit wonky, and I'm also going to put my sentiment a little bit wonky. I thought it looked a little more playful than if I put it on straight. But what do you think about that? Do you like it kind of wonky, or do you like it a little bit straight? My vision for this card was for it to be like a Polaroid of a trip, or maybe like a field trip gone wrong. Oh my. I remember my last field trip of 2024, we were at a zoo that was fairly, it was in the country. We'll just put it that way. It was not in a big city. And a little boy came over to us, and he was literally, no, it was two boys. They were twins, and they were completely lost. It was a nightmare moment of a field trip. They ended up being just fine. Grandma came running behind them, but it was a good 2 or 3 minutes where they were just like completely lost with us. And we got a zookeeper, and everything was fine. No one was hurt, but that was a nightmare for sure. And they weren't kids from our group. They were just at the zoo as well. But oh my, you didn't think you were going to get all these story times today, did you? But now you have them. All right, I've added a lot of foam to that sentiment, and even just a teeny tiny bit to the bottom of my scripted area here. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is summertime, and I'm in a small town, and the ice cream truck is going by, and it's playing a cute little song. So if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked or learned anything, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And be sure to hit the notification bell. I will be going live here and there, especially with Melanie doing Better Press Babes Nights Out. So if you're interested, go ahead and click the notification bell. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.